Date and time in Kotlin. As we know, Kotlin doesn't have its own date and time implementation. The Kotlin uses Java classes for date and time. As Kotlin and Java are compatible, they use the same virtual machine, and that's why they can share their classes. As Java's implementation of date and time has changed multiple times in the past, many of the early attempts weren't very successful. The third-party libraries were used. We'll see some classes. So we have date, the date class from java.util package, storing date and time in Java. So we have calendar. The calendar class is the first replacement of initial date class. So we have local date, local time, and local date time. The local date time class and its variants are used exclusively for date and time. So when we compare it to calendar class, it's immutable. We can use it when working with threads. It also provides a fluent interface. It doesn't mix getting and setting different value paths into a single method. It provides a variety of separated methods to do so. It surpasses the original calendar class in both quality and in number of features. So we have Jora Time library, quite popular. So we'll see local date time, local date and local time. All the classes based on whether we need to store both date and time. Example, a flight departure. We'll see some instances. When we create a new instance of one of the classes, we call the factory of method and pass the appropriate parameters to it. The method has multiple overloads. You can specify seconds or a month by a number or by an enumerated type. See this. So we have date and time, date time. VAL date time is equal to local date time of. So we specified some 2016 month April and 15/3/15. Println date and time. You want only date, use local date. You want only time, use local time. So we need to import the Java classes. So we have classes local date time, month, etc. What are the methods you are using? You need to import the concerned classes always. See the output. So how do you create the current date and time instance? So we have NOW method, NOW. Look at that, local date time dot NOW, local date dot NOW, local time dot NOW. So we have format method for better formatting to make the output user friendly. So we have a class date time formatter class, and we have following the static methods of localized date time, of localized date, of localized time, and of pattern. See the example of each method here. Local date time dot NOW as usual. So we are specifying format method here. Look at that format method, date time formatter dot of localized time, and you specified the format style. Here format style medium, full, long, short, and the pattern MDYHMSS. We need to import. We need to use import statements here for date time formatter and format style. Let's see the result. When we set the style using format style, which indicates whether we want a full or brief output. So we have various values. Full returns the date as full date, like Friday, December 6, 2016. LONG returns the date as December 6, 2016, and medium returns the date as DEC 6, 2016, and time as so, and short. So we convert from local date time easily by using two local date and two local time methods. Look at the example. Local date dot OF of 193991, and local time dot OF of 10,0. If we want to set the time at the very beginning of the day, we can use at start of day method, which allows us to take date and attach a time to it. At time. So look at this example. At time 0, 0. So we can add a particular number of days, hours, and so on to the existing instance. We can use methods plus minus. Modifying the value. See the example. We add 3 months, 3 more days to the current date. Look at that, plus days within brackets 3. Date time dot plus days within brackets 3. So we have the list of available methods. So there are also duration and period classes available, which provides us objects representing time intervals. See this example. Date time is equal to date time dot plus period dot of days of 3. You can rewrite the code like date time plus is equal to. Instead of using dot plus, we can use plus is equal to date time plus is equal to period dot of days of 3. The output will remain the same. The days, hours, minutes, to make them easier to work with, there is chrono unit class. It uses duration class internally. It provides a different syntax for the tasks. Look at that, date time dot plus 3 comma chrono unit dot days. So we have between method in the period class. It allows us to compute difference between two dates. Look at the examples. Started is equal to and ended is equal to. So we have two dates, and VAL period is equal to period dot between started comma ended. So we set the value using with methods. They all have the same suffixes as the methods mentioned earlier. Look at that, with year 1945. Started dot with year 1945.